Now, what if I told you that William Ruto doesn't need your vote to win in 2027? What if the opposition is already losing, not at the ballot, but in boardrooms, in tribal deals, and in secret betrayals? What if everything we saw in 1992 and 1997 is already happening again? Now stay with me, because at the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how Ruto is using Moi's old playbook and why the opposition is falling for the same trap.
Daniel Toroitich Arab Moi.
Now, in 1992, Kenya held its first multi-party elections. The people were hungry for change, but Daniel Arap Moi didn't win because he was loved. He won because the opposition was divided.
After the repealing of Section 2A of the Constitution, which had restricted Kenya to one party, we went to multi-party, and a party was formed by Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Masinde Muliro, Martin Chukuku, Kenneth Matiba, and others. And this party was called Forum for Restoration of Democracy. In short, it was called FORD. And it's from that original FORD where we had two main FORDs, Ford Asili and Ford Kenya, because they could not agree. When Matiba returned, he saw the way he was received in the airport, and he felt that Jaramogi hakuwa ametosha unga, and therefore he decided to run. But they had another surprise that I think they had not seen. The surprise was in the name of Mwai Kibaki, who was the third candidate.
Now, Ford Asili was with Matiba. Ford Kenya was with Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Raila Odinga's father. And Kibaki had his own Democratic Party, DP. They couldn't agree. They couldn't unite.
Odinga is hell-bent on scrapping Section 13 of our Constitution so that he can be chosen as the fourth presidential candidate.
Moi won with just that 6% of the votes. But that was enough. 5 years later, it happened again. In 1997, the same game, the same results.
Please do your utmost to make sure that free and fair election is carried out without favor.
This time, the opposition had Mwai Kibaki, Raila Odinga, Wamalwa Kijana, and even Charity Ngilu. But again, they failed to unite. Moi only got 40% of the votes, but again, it was enough. He won.
In light of the foregoing and other overwhelming evidence is available that Moi has desperately manipulated the Electoral Commission to rig election in his favor in order to declare himself the president, we categorically reject the provisional results of the presidential elections.
Na mama moja anajitokeza.
Now, William Ruto watched all this. He learned from the best. He learned from the master. He learned from the professor of politics himself, Moi. And now he's applying the same tactics. Divide the opposition, sponsor fake defections, exploit ethnic rivalries, confuse the public with side dramas. And guess what? It is working.
Did you notice that the Jubilee Party chair, Jeremiah Kioni, did not attend Matiang'i's homecoming in Kisii, an event that was largely successful? And on top of that, he didn't accompany him to Wamunyoro. Their actions are not excusable because Kisii is Matiang'i turf and Wamunyoro is Kikuyu land. So there is no hostilities at all. To miss Wamunyoro means they don't want to validate Rigiji. But to miss Kisii means they're indifferent about supporting Matiang'i. See, Jeremiah Kioni, or the Jubilee leadership for that matter, has not appeared in any pictures of the Wamunyoro coalition. Why? My friends, Matiang'i is swimming with sharks and is going to be swallowed alive. I bet you. Why was the Jubilee Party drumming so much support for Matiang'i in absentia until he came back from abroad? Why?
Even though we have Matiang'i, Gachagua, Kalonzo, Wamalwa, Natembeya, all in the same camp, they are all trying to vie for the same seats. And we know from the history that that is going to be very, very dangerous. So here's the truth that no one wants to say. If all these people do not unite, if all these people do not agree to back only one candidate, Ruto is going to win.
You see, there was this photo, and I never talked about it. And people are like, why didn't you talk about it? I told them, the reason I didn't talk about this photo is because if I tell Kenyans the truth, some will start calling me names. But that will be the truth. Forget about Eugene here. Forget about Mugisa here. Forget about Medhika and this the other guy. Let us concentrate with Gachagua, Madhakarua, Matiang'i, and Kalonzo. That is a Tower of Babel. A Tower of Babel. It will come collapsing. That one you can take to the bank. Why? If Matiang'i will be on the ballot, Kalonzo will be on the ballot. That one you can take to the bank. Because those who are tulikuwa nao Azimio, they even know the effort that the former president took kusikiza Kalonzo asikue kwa ballot. I don't think this time round hakuna mtu akumsikiza. Number 2, already Ruto ashaonyesha wa Kenya that a deputy president is a very useless seat. Very useless. You can be impeached anytime. So you don't think maybe Kalonzo will go for a deputy president, or even Matiang'i will want to be a deputy president. For Mother Karua, it is the highest, the lowest she can go is for a deputy president. She has already set the bar that it's either the president or the deputy, given that she was a deputy president for Raila Amolo Odinga in the last election. For Gachagua, there's some chances that he might be cleared because Ruto want to complicate this thing kabisa. Ruto is ready to complicate it. So he might clear Gachagua so that Gachagua can run for president. If Gachagua will not run for president, he will not take anything less than a deputy president. Again, he knows how a deputy president is useless according to what alifanywa na akina Ruto. So if he's cleared, he will go for president. He will come with a narrative of a big river cannot drain into a small river. Because what you can see here, these are tribal kingpins. Gachagua is trying to make sure he's a tribal kingpin. Kalonzo is coming with a tribal kingpin of 2 million. Matiang'i is coming with tribal kingpin, Memwana Leo, and so many other things. Are we together? So it's just a matter of time. And these things you will see for themselves.
History isn't just about dates, it's about patterns. And the patterns in Kenya are very clear. When the opposition is divided, the incumbent wins. When leaders put ego over strategy, the people suffer. And when unity fails, democracy collapses. Ruto doesn't need to win hearts. He just needs to divide his enemies. And they are making it very easy for him. The question is, will Kenya's opposition finally learn from history? Or will they hand Ruto another 5 years on a silver platter?